Take two. This is how to create the perfect villain, and I am the Pelican Man. Welcome to the channel, and hopefully you guys have had a good day. Today I'm going to be telling you how to make the perfect villain, and I'm going to start off by telling you there are 6 main functions. I can't count it though, can I? Anyway, so if you're struggling at writing, this is the video for you. If you can't make your villain quite right, this is the villain for you. If you want your next inspiration for your villain, this is for you. If you just want to stick around and say hey, this is also the video for you. There are 6 main steps. I'll tell you in order: hiding, show, law, reasoning, your villain itself, and morals. Now, I really hope this video goes well. If you've made it this far, drop me a like or a comment down in the videos. Funniest comment or best comment gets pinned. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, number 1, hiding. Hiding creates illusion to your character that your character is much more dangerous than they are. It doesn't matter how dangerous they are. The more hiding they are, the more dangerous it looks. But show can go along with that. But it also can make your character look weak. So just kind of balance it out there. Now you can either be hiding from the viewer themselves, or you can be hiding from the hiding from the people inside the book. Sorry, I'm not wording it, it's not on my script. Now you can do this in a number of ways, but the length that the video takes to stay hidden from even the viewer or the people will make your character look much more attractive to the person who's reading, to the viewer. But remember to give yourself some leniency and give yourself some much, but not too much. Like, you need a healthy dose. What I mean is by this is that if you give some characteristics, show them off by the middle of the content. You need to show him or her or them or whatever it is. You gotta show the person that's viewing off by at least the middle of the content, or else they're gonna lose complete interest. And we'll get into that afterwards. So show, that's number 2. Show can go either against or with hiding. A good example of this is show in Megamind. Megamind is a great book, film, not so much series. We are shown right from the start he's a villain, but he is comedic, he is smart, and he shows the viewer that he is evil, but that's because he was raised evil. But he has a good heart and soul. He obviously isn't, but can also mean that your villain is shown through the eyes of your other characters, which is kind of cool, because you have 3 different people in Megamind. You have the lady, you have the person in a fish tank, the fish, I forgot his name. You have the person in the fish tank, I forgot his name, and you have the dude that he attacks and then eventually makes an even scarier villain with. Now another good example of this is Scooby-Doo 2. This is what I'm going off before, show by the middle of the content, but this one's by the end of the content, and this thing is like a little bit too delayed, and it would probably be better if they put it off in the middle of the content. But yeah, Scooby-Doo 2, the live action version, shows this concept really well, where the villain isn't actually shown until the end of the film, which can put off viewers, but it was done in a way that the villain, who ended up being Scrappy-Doo, was viewers were allured to being, the whole guy in the Hawaii shirt. He is there the whole film in a robotic animatronic person, but no one could tell because he was shown through the eyes of everybody else but not himself. Law. I think lore is something a lot of writers can struggle with. Lore is number 3. Lore, I think, is something that a lot of writers can struggle with. You can make a character so much more relevant if you just add a hint of lore. It could be anything. It can be their favorite pretzels are cheese flavored. That would make your character a little bit more relevant. Make it relevant to the plot. You can explain that your character was evil at one point, then became good, and then became evil again because his family passed away. It needs to be plentiful, limited, and obscure. So a good example of this is, what do you call it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Futurama. Futurama is a great version of this. There's so much lore in that to unpack in like pretty much every scene because of the robot language. It's plentiful, it's obscure, and doesn't take away from the content, which is another thing you need to like kind of realize. Another good one is Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables, love it. They have so much, and you know it's just amazing. Like you can see it in the books and the series. That Anne of Green Gables is about a girl who was abused in her orphanage by other girls, and the nuns didn't really help her. Limit what you're giving away. Allow there to be more hidden inside of what you're saying or what you're giving. Allow there to be much more. I already said that. A piece of writing could be an easy way of doing this. Photos, artifacts, minor details will show every time. Make your villain much more good. Another example of how to do this. If you've ever watched A Series of Unfortunate Events, either the movie or the series, I'm not sure if there's a book. There should be. I believe there is. But yeah, either the movie, the series, or the book. Watch that. I'm assuming there's a book. And that gives away so much hidden inside of their parents' past, like kids, because I'm not going to spoil it, but kids, they're trying to find the foster parent that's not going to accuse them or marry them. That's related to them. But yeah. Now, reasoning. Now, using reason for your villain's action is much easier than at first glance. It'd be as simple as nature doing what nature does best and making our life harder. Or as complex as it's like someone to do something good, or wanting to innovate, wanting to protect a family and believe every action that they take is good and right and perfect for them. Now this is not really and you know they're false improvement. There's a story, so the real story about this girl who was told her parents were told she could be retarded. I know that word's not really used upon, but that's the word they used. So yeah, but it just means that like her brain was going to be stopped. Now I say this because in the story that's what their parents were told, and then she turned out being that way because of her parents' actions, not a mother's action, but a father's action in particular. Her father placed her in this kind of like jail cage, fed her baby food, and only talked to her in like marbles and screams and non-dialectal conversation. She was rescued when she was 13 by her mother and her brother when her father went out, but her father did this so that because he thought that he was protecting her. So in the sense of that story, father was the villain, and the next step was become society. There was 2 villains in that, and you know, Shenja having a great life on a farm somewhere. Alright, number 5. Oh, sorry. Back to number 4. Here's your questions to ask. How to make your reasoning. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Okay. Just ask those questions, you're going to make your character better. Alright, number 5. Villain. The villain doesn't have to be a person. The villain can be anything. The environment, a phone, a book, a game, a virus, a hotel, or even a remote. Example of this is Creeped Out. If you haven't watched that series, it's great. It's about this kid who wears a mask, walks around looking for this strange, dark, and mysterious, and documents them. And he has this whistle. I used to love it as a kid. R.L. Still's Goosebumps. It's pretty sure everyone's read that on planet Earth, and if you haven't, go read it. But pretty much the same concept as Creeped Out. Actually, I believe Creeped Out was based off R.L. Still's Goosebumps. I say a lot. Or Click by Adam Sandler. These authors, actors, and producers make their villains everyday objects. And it makes it so much more dark and mysterious because you can find half these objects in your house. Alright, number 6, lucky last, and certainly not least, morals. Morals have a key figure in any villain, both personal and educational. Educational morals, time is of the essence, its value. Personal, what is their personal morals? What do they personally want to get? Now, ask yourself, what do I want to drive home? And what do I want people to remember when they're reading this story? That's how you're going to get your morals. That's all you're going to do to get your morals. It's simple. Now, Click's story is centered around Sandler practically jumping through time and missing the time he has with his family. Losing everything he loved, losing everyone, all in order to make a comfortable life for himself. By the end of the story, he feels sorry for himself. He wakes up in his bed in a store when he went to go get a remote, because all he had to do was click. The moral of this story is use your time wisely. The personal morals is live, love. That's what I got from it anyway. You can use this kind of moral system for any villain. Now I say any villain. You can also go give your own character a moral compass, make them enjoyable for your viewer. Now the more distraught the moral compass is, the better. Because, his moral compass could be, I will not kill spiders, but people are fine. I cannot kill a dog. I cannot hurt a dog, but I can destroy people's property. The better it looks to have a weird moral compass that reflects onto their character. Using these 6 short steps, you'll make your character much, much better, funner, and enjoyable for the viewer. If you've got any questions, leave me down below. First person gets a... if you made it this far, first person to comment red will get pinned and a shout out next video. Anyway, have a nice day, guys. This has been the Pelican Man. If you guys like this form of content, let me know. So see ya.